Mm. Okay. Okay. Today is the full moon in Sagittarius. Full moon in Sagittarius. What can I say? What can I say? Again, patreon.com// The Creative Cure. Okay, and here I put the moon card, right? Because the moon is full, which means that it is illuminating, right? It's illuminating the light from the sun. It's reflecting the light from the sun. The sun is, oh, fuck, my coffee. The moon is reflective, whatever the word, of the light from the sun. The sun is our masculinity, our ego, right? Our logic, and, who we think we are, because that's what the ego is. Who we think we are. It's our observer, and when we decide to speak, when we decide to judge, when we decide to project, this is, of course, the ego. So all of the crazy stuff that happens, the freaks come out at night, crime goes up, the water in the ocean rises, is because everything is coming to the top. Even the dirt, it needs to wash out. This is what is symbolic of this moon tarot card here. Just taking a sip of my coffee. Listen, I also want to say, right, be careful with doom scrolling, because it really is a real thing, especially with me. I can only speak for myself. When I'm scrolling, I'm usually seeing something that makes me laugh. So that's like, I guess, what they say, dopamine, right? So, I'm laughing. So, but then after like 10 minutes, I'm like, whoa. Like, all right, like I'm scrolling too much. So be careful with that. I also have been pulling a lot of cards that speak of men who are like in and out, coming and going, more so knights than kings. And even the kings that have come out or do come out, or if they come out for you, excuse me, if they have come out for you in your own personal readings, if it doesn't speak of a man or whatever the case may be, right, whatever you are, kings also represent endings. So there's always some kind of duality because of the incessant need of the universe to be balanced, right? And because we are one with the universe, we must remain balanced, right? Homeostasis, that's what they call it in science, like science and spirituality. We were definitely going to get into that one day. Also, if you have not already, again, patreon.com / The Creative Cure. Okay, is where I get into a lot of stuff. Is where I get into everything, really. It's like my own personal Bible. It is my personal Bible. Not my personal Bible, but it is a Bible that I'm writing that will live on for centuries and lifetimes to come. Okay, segue or sidebar or intermission or whatever you want to call it. Now, I want to talk to women because the moon is full. Okay, I just wanted to read some things off. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now I hope this records because I want to keep it. Again, I am talking to the women right now. I'm talking to the women right now, and obviously, you know, the man. But, you know, this is more so for the women right now, specifically today because the moon is full. Give me 1 second. Okay, woman is spelled W-O man. This chapter is written primarily for women, but I think men will find it worth reading. Shocking, perhaps, but worth reading. Now it says, our premise in this book is that everyone has a right to be healthy, happy, and holy. That is also one of my mantras, okay? Should always write those words down somewhere. I am happy, I am healthy, I am holy. Now, it says, as women, there is a lot we can do to make this possible. Obviously, something has to change. Any change starts with a change of attitude, a different idea, or concept. That is what I preach. So I invite you to open your mind to a different way of viewing our lives, identity, and purpose as women. You may find some of the things you are about to read upsetting, but 27 years of living counseling and observing the results of these ideas have convinced me of their practicality. I can also speak light and dignity and integrity into these things because these have been my own personal teachings, techniques, and routines. I am also a woman. Hello. I have been a woman my whole life. I am proud to be a woman. I'm very proud to be a woman. I love who I am. I love everything about me. And I have been studying these things for over 15 years, so I can attest to the things that I am reading. I live it daily. Now, men may be from Mars and women may be from Venus, but we're all here on Earth now, and we need to learn how to enjoy being here together. It's obvious that the current belief system of the equality, in quotes, of men and women has not brought us happiness and fulfillment. Hello, feminists. Discontent, depression, and frustration are common. The divorce rate continues to grow, and the fabric of society is torn by bitterness and resentment on both sides of the gender line. Though important, equal pay for equal jobs does not deal with the fundamental issue of our unique strengths and purpose as women and our impact on society. It says, the grace of woman demands to be treated nicely. She is the better half. If somebody opens the door for her, it is no tragedy. It is a male courtesy to his own grace. Now, this is not to, it says not to become a feminist, but to be very graceful and absolute women. Okay? These are all words for you. Okay? Adi Shakti, if you don't know what that is. Adi Shakti says every woman is a Shakti. God's power in manifestation, right? These are just gurus, goddesses, ancient Buddhist symbols, all that. Probably the most striking thing about this teacher's attitude towards women is the place of respect and reverence he says is our God-given right, and his insistence upon the nobility and invincibility of woman when she claims her rightful power and majesty as Shakti. The word Shakti means the feminine aspect of God, the power through which he created the creation. Adi Shakti is the primal power. Let me read that again. The word Shakti means the feminine aspect of God, the power through which he created the creation. Okay, so yes, man plants the seed into the woman, and okay, so the power of women. Men may not like to believe this, but women are actually 16 times more powerful than men. Perhaps not in muscular strength, but a woman has 16 times the emotional impact, 16 times the intuitive awareness, and 16 times the protective sense. She's the creature who endures childbirth. She's the one capable of turning her blood to milk to feed her child. God has given you 16 times more courage and more comprehensive biological physical strength than a man. Have pity on this guy. He doesn't have all your biochemical action, doesn't have the mental lunar reflection, doesn't have the sophistication and softness, and doesn't have the nervous system to deal with it, and he's still alive. Which means that he is great too, which means that we do not fight each other. Okay, do you hear me loud and clear? Men and women, we do not fight each other. Women, we do not fight our protector. Men, we do not fight our center. Remember, we do not fight our center. Let me take a sip. It goes on to say, is it any wonder that a woman's influence and effect on a man can be enormous? Women throughout the ages have inspired men to greatness or led them to their doom. What we say to a man can either elevate, inspire, and encourage him, or emasculate, antagonize, and sometimes destroy him. But what about the exploitation of women? Yes, it is true. Women has been put down, misused, abused, and brutally mistreated. But this does not have to continue. When we acknowledge and accept our power as women, we can claim our rightful status of dignity, grace, and respect in society. History shows that any society or civilization in which woman is not respected has ultimately been destroyed. Now remember, you are the grace of God. Now I'm going to read this script. It says sun and moon. Cosmically speaking, the male carries the energy and the radiance of the sun. The female represents the moon, the lunar energy. She waxes and wanes. He does not. The sun is stationary, shining and warm in spite of the clouds. The moon is bright, beautiful, and reflecting. Take these two elements, and you can understand the character of man and woman. She shines her brightest reflecting the light of the sun. Reflect your man and you've got him. And if he's warm and shining, firm, stationary, and stable, he wins her heart. Does that mean woman does not have her own identity? No, simply they are different. Without the moon to nourish and sustain, whatever grows from the solar energy will not last. Male and female are meant to complement and supplement each other. He is the seeder, she is the nurturer and sustainer. She is meant to contain the male, just as the word female contains the male and the word woman contains man. Woman is spelled W-O man. Expecting men to react, feel, and think the same way we women do is just setting ourselves up for disappointment. We feel hurt when men don't live up to our unrealistic expectations. We get angry at them for being men, for 1,000 things that men do or don't do simply because they're men. When we react emotionally, remember, we have 16 times the impact. So when we blow up at them or break into tears, men really don't want to or can't deal with it. This is frustrating for them, so they can get angry, and then we have a real fight on our hands. It says, but you may be thinking, hold on a minute, does that mean it is the responsibility of the woman to adapt and adjust all the time? What about men doing their share? Good point. However, think of it this way. Just as a computer can only print out what has been programmed in, men and women have been programmed to approach life differently. We each came from the manufacturer with a special software package uniquely designed. It is nobody's fault. If you want to complain, talk to God. He's the master computer who designed us the way we are. Every woman is a goddess. Every woman is a goddess. Woman is the embodiment of God's creative power. The word Shakti means God's power and manifestation. Woman embodies the feminine aspect of God, through which He created their creation. That primal power is called the Adi Shakti and has been worshipped for centuries in the Orient in the form of goddesses. Every woman has that divine goddess power in her own being waiting to be recognized. Kundalini power is Shakti power. And that is why I teach it. Okay, for women, it says, Go inside to your navel point, concentrate on it, and you'll get your answer in seconds. The only thing that can make you a failure in life is anxiety. Anxiety comes from the fact that your sense of achievement and sense of timing conflict. Learn to listen to others calmly and yourself quietly. The moment you don't listen to yourself, you will naturally become anxious. If you don't develop your personality, so your presence will work. Your words won't work either. Your presence should convince a person that he is talking to a goddess. Life leaves very deep imprints on a woman. A lot of men try to use women as a toothpaste tube. They want her to be available when they want her, and when they are tired of her, they replace her with a new one. A woman should understand her security before she indulges in relationships with men, because all temporary relationships are very deeply imprinted on women. Men don't have that faculty, and they are not affected the same way. A mind which will destroy the self will destroy everything with it. Okay. This is the teacher's advice to men. It says, whenever a woman cannot talk to you, raises her voice or argues, she is covering her guilt. It has nothing to do with you. Her subconscious personality is reminding her of previous weaknesses which she doesn't want to fall into again. You are just a scapegoat. By faculty, she's not supposed to act that way. She is not talking to you. She's talking to her subconscious personality. She is in the past. Offer her a drink of water and change the subject. The mental faculty of a female is multiple, whereas a man can become singular. This is impossible for a woman. By nature, she is meant to protect a second life, that of her child. Nature has given her subconscious, intuitive personality. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. Women have their outward personality and also this supplementary personality. But unfortunately, the second personality, which is the added personality, creates a split personality. Something which was given to her as a gift to facilitate her motherhood is becoming a psychiatric problem, right? In quotes, the whole Western psychological and psychiatric world is totally baffled. They counsel women without understanding that a woman basically has no need to be counseled. She has to be awakened. No woman needs any advice and counseling. Woman can monitor herself, whereas man cannot. It says how to annoy a woman. You must understand that a woman is much sharper than a male. No woman needs counseling. Her nature is to resist advice. If you want to annoy a woman, counsel her. She also gets angry more quickly than a man. A creature which can turn its blood into milk to save and nourish its offspring can do everything else also. A child can make a man crazy in 10 minutes and not disturb a woman in 20 hours. The faculty of a woman also extends to mental and spiritual realm. She is an inborn capacity to tackle everything. She lives in the center of her being, whereas by nature, man either lives in his testicles or in his head. He does not have the natural tendency to live in the center of his being, but woman always lives in the center and works both up and down. There is a saying in Kama Shastra, when a woman is in bed and sexual intercourse is perfect and she is totally blended with a man, even at that time, she can think that the tea may boil over, bitch. It says never underestimate the power of a woman. Never. All right, what else did I want to read? It talks about the importance of marriage, but I think I'm just going to make a post about it because marriage is very important. Marriage is very important. I do want to push marriage. And once we get to the bottom of who we are, base ourselves, make ourselves a foundation and completely cultivate the proper relationship that we need with ourselves, we can totally and attractively make that real for ourselves and make what we see for ourselves and the things that we envision totally and completely aligned, and do it lightly, do it easily, and not always feel like what comes and what goes is supposed to stay, right? Because we are enjoying the journey, and the journey is what makes everything real. Your mind is going to make everything real. So we will get into marriage another day. I feel like that was a beautiful ending. It says, one thing every woman should know: show no insecurity. This is a key to royalty. Okay? You always have to tell yourself, this day I will be graceful. You will. Okay? It should manifest in your way of speaking, eating, telephoning, behaving, taking a bath, dressing, driving a car, and so on. Your every action during that day must represent you as graceful. Okay, remember, meditation. This is a meditation. Meditation is what you do. Karma is also what you do. The most beautiful thing about it is that if you can do that for 40 days, you will have achieved a state of mind in which little by little you can become totally perfect. This is the truth, and you have to experience it. Woman is the only force, living, vital, and vibrating. Her verbal sense is the only sense which is creative, which is consciousness. Thank you.